Greetings, world. I am Richard. For today's reading, I will look into the newly found freedom of Julian Assange. So he was just released sometime yesterday. So that would have been Monday, the 24th, I believe. And so this is really brand new. And the minimal of research that I have done this morning is that he was let go on a plea deal with the US. And there is something about going, in front of the judge and he might get a sentence. I believe this is accurate of some like 65 or 66 months of jail time, but he has already done this time to the last day, and this is why he is free and now probably back home in Australia. So what I want to know is, from now that he is free, Julian, what does that look like for the future? I mean, for those who know, we know, right? I mean, there was a reason why he was in the situation that he was. I also believe that we are living out the ending of a movie. So not everything that we think we know is absolutely accurate. It has been information war, this war we've been under. So, even if we look on the side of the good guys, the white hats, the information that would leak out, sometimes it has to be a ruse, right? Because you're at war and you don't want the other side to be made aware of what your plans are. So I've never really looked into the Julian Assange situation for all these years of him being jailed up or... I never really looked deeply into that. But I do want to know, like, now that he's free, what does it mean? Is he going to come out with information? Is he safe to come out with information? And if so, where does that put us on the timeline of the ending of this movie or this war? So for today's reading, since it has been a while since I've used my beautiful black and gold deck, I will use just them. So, higher self, oversoul, and universe, tell me everything I need to know, everything I need to see regarding Julian Assange's freedom. He was let go of prison, of jail, and now he's found his freedom. What does this mean for him? What does this mean for the future? All right, so this one totally jumped out, which is the Knight of Wands. I will keep that one. What does this mean for all the information that he got with his baby called WikiLeaks? Is it like finally time for this information to come out to the public? And if so, that means that the good guys are running the show, right? Or else they would never have let him go because he would have been dealt with. I think he's got some very serious information. So, universe, tell me everything we need to see, everything we need to know regarding Julian Assange now moving forward. What can we expect of his freedom? Let's see, let's rock, let's roll. All right, so keep in mind that I had the Knight of Wands, which jumped out, and this is good military, fast in action, extremely fiery, okay? So we're going to keep that one there. Then we got the Death card. So the Death is not necessarily, like, since we're talking about Julian, I'm not saying that he's dead or going to die, but it is the death of a scenario of his imprisonment and now his newly found born freedom. Death is end of an era for the rebirth with the white rose here and the high hopes with the sun in the back. Next in line, we got the Three of Swords. So this is all about heartache, heartbroken, a stick in your wheels, a third party that's in your way. So we're talking about Julian Assange, the information he had with WikiLeaks. He had a stick in his wheel, someone that stopped him from spreading that information and it brought him a lot of sorrow. Moving on, a lot of stress. So the first row is all about like the past to the now moment, which is the second row. It brought a lot of stress onto him. But this stress, I mean, I'm not saying belittling anything about Julian. It must have been so stressful. But this one is an exaggerated stress. An exaggerated stress. It doesn't make the level of the chaotic energy of that stress element all that legit. It's exaggerated. Very interesting. So he was in jail, in his cell, stressing. These do look like, real quickly, like barns. So, second row, we have the Ace of Cups. So now we're talking about his freedom, right? Emotional victory. At the heartbeat of the spread, we have Judgment, a wake-up call, awakening the dead, time for action. I am loving it, guys. Followed, we have a Page of Cups. So pages are quite youthful, and again, cups are emotions because we have a liquid in the cup. He's got some nice surprises coming up with some information, but I think that it's going to be moving slowly. It's not going to come out the information. If he's got anything to share, which I strongly think he does, it's going to start out slowly. Moving on to his future, we got the Star card. So Star is all about the age of Aquarius, the age that we're now into. There's a beautiful vulnerability, a lot of healing, a lot of rebalancement here. And it's also my off-world energy card. So beings that are, more wise or seasoned, future versions of ourselves, the universe is at play here. Next, we do have the Three of Wands. So you're ready to travel for this, to embark into a long journey. You've planned your trip, and now everything is coordinated, and now you're just waiting to go for the plane to take off or for your ship to come in. You're all packed up and ready for this beautiful adventure. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles. Yes, the Seven of Pentacles. All right, so this is watching one's hard labor. So you've planted your seeds and now you're watching them harvest. So he would have a lot of information under his belt. It is to be revised and decided on what to do with this harvest. There's a lot here. Eights are close to tens. After a 10, we start all over again. So, is it that 80% of the information is going to trickle out? Are we at 80% of when it's going to come out? This I'm not too sure yet. Moving on with my clarifying cards, I do have my other good military. So this is the Knight of Swords. He comes in high-ho silver as well, but with information, justice, truth is coming out at rapid pace. Then we have the Six of Pentacles. So we are working. So in the clarifying spread, a lot of information is going to come out. They are working on this right now, pleasantly so. And then we got the Five of Pentacles. I got the Six and the Five of Pentacles. So what are we working at? The information to bring out is because there was a lot of abandonment here, keeping his information, people away from the truth. These are like vagabonds, right? So they're banged up, they're in the snow, they're cold, they're outside of anything that would be seen as abundant, right? So this information that he has would be quite tangible, stuff that you can literally hold in your hand. Not too sure how that works, but this is what it is. And then, message of the universe, we're gonna take out my beautiful gold major arcanas and ask again, what can be said about Julian Assange from this day moving on? One card from the universe as a little message. Let's see. And we're going to choose this one, which is the Chariot. So we're talking about duality, and the Chariot is indeed the fastest moving card of the tarot deck. So, looking at Julian Assange, there is a military for sure around him. He's well protected. The first that jumped out, which was the Knight of Wands. So in his past, okay, so the death of. So the death of probably his information coming out, and the death of his prison scenario. I think it's a mix of the two. because he had a stick in his wheel here. Someone somehow stopped the information of WikiLeaks to come out, bringing a lot of sorrow and a lot of stress. Now that he is free, he is granted with emotional support from the universe, ever fluid, it never empties this cup. We got the dove diving in. Dive is always a sign of rebirth, of hope. It's divine. At the heartbeat, we got judgment. So we're gonna have, he's got a lot of information. It's a wake-up call, awakening the dead. There are little ones here. I don't want to say too much, but, you know, this information coming out, this trumpet. Then I also have a youthful card. He can also be seen as a little one. We're talking a lot about liquids here, so I'm going to just spell it out to you guys. You're going to use the word adrene, add no, then add chrome. That's all I'm going to say. And in the near future, we got rebalancement in the age of Aquarius, bringing a beautiful vulnerability, a lot of healing. This is super universal, galactics. It's beyond just the boots on the ground. We got the universe that's got Julian's back right here. Love it. And he is ready to come out to go forward. I know that he just went home to Australia. This could also be seen as that, but this is the future. So he's got stuff that he's ready to come out with. They're analyzing it, you know, what they've harvested. There is a plan of action indeed here to be done. Clarifying strands, I had the good military information coming out. They are working really hard on this information. It's tangible stuff, stuff that you can actually hold in your hands. And it's got to do with a lot of being like secluded on the abandoned, this truthless. It's going to change a lot of stuff. And it's going to go fast moving in the future. It's going to go really fast. The Chariot is a no-nonsense card. You know, and it's about dualities, right? So good versus evil, dark hats, white hats, Khazarian Mafia, you know, versus humanity. I am loving it. So there you go, guys. This is my reading for Mr. Julian Assange. And a big, warm bravo to you to finally have your freedom, Mr. Assange. And you are indeed a hero. Thank you for all that you have gone through, surely suffered. But from this day forth, it is your rebirth. We love you. Have a great day, world. I am Richard, and I'll catch you on the next reading. Be well, be happy, be blessed, and have a rock and roll kind of a day. Ow! Cheers.